Ready. Hello and welcome to another edition of Romance in Grenada, Carriacou and P.T. Martinique. Today, sharing this panel with me is my sister Shermian Lewis Balfour. Hi, Shermian.
Hello.
And we are excited to introduce one of Grenada's son of the soil who's making headways here in Toronto. I'm excited. I don't even know what kind of words to say, but he's from the paradise of Grenada. He's a paradise man. And the man we're talking about is Mr. John Calliste. Hello, John.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
Very good. I see you're at your studio.
Yes.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Because let me tell the viewers, you do have a radio station. It's called Gem FM, and you run programs all day. You focus a lot on religious studies and a little bit of politics and other social issues, but mostly religious.
Yes.
Yes. So, John, Shamil and we sort of know you. I want to start by telling everybody that I would say you were one of the famous boyfriends of all time.
All right. I'll take that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like to say it's not real, but we say it as a joke that when a boy came to the Ladig St. James area that we didn't like, we used to stone them.
I was a lucky one, eh?
You were,
I have been stoned before, eh? That's another story altogether.
Yeah.
Well, give us a little.
Well, yeah.
As a boyfriend?
Yeah, actually, before bell time, I was playing pan in Paradise, and this girl, I won't call her name for privacy's sake. We was together, boyfriend, girlfriend thing, and we used to sing in a choir, in the Catholic church choir. And we become friends and started dating and stuff like that. But I did not know that one of the members of the band was also eyeing her, making a move on her too. So after practice one night, I came down, I walk her to her home, I live, and I coming down the road, and just stone, people think guys just stoning me.
What village? At least give us the village.
That's the same Paradise, in my same area. So from that, I said, I'm not going to date nobody in Paradise.
Well, that's good. I'm glad
they cut up the Paradise thing. Nobody.
So you came our side and we welcomed you.
Yes.
Yeah. You were loved. You used to. So okay, let me do this officially because I think we have a lot to say. You went to Grenville Junior Secondary School, and you were student council president there.
Yeah, vice president first, then president.
Okay, and you were dating a girl from St. James, but she had, we were like a crew from Ladig to St. James. We walked from school and to school together in a crew, and not many boyfriends, I'm serious, were welcomed. But you were one of the lovely, cheerful, and you were very tall.
Yeah.
Handsome.
That's like a load. I love to hear that.
And Shami, I don't know if you remember, we actually went to see you run in Grenville Secondary School.
The time I came last, you talking about?
Yes.
Well, the truth is, I thought you were just pretending to not be able to run well. So I thought you were just putting on a show.
No, I actually, my house, Bridgman House, needs someone else to run. And I thought, everybody was looking, people always look to me for something to do. And I wouldn't feel, I said, let me make a try than don't try at all, But I didn't train, nothing like that. And I came in the park and I said, John, you got to run, And then I said, why? Miss Bridgman, I think she name was, somebody said, you got to run. I said, okay, I got to do it. I just got my shorts. I always have shorts. I dropped my shorts, got my Bridgman t-shirt, and in the race.
I remember
unconditioned.
You weren't very fast, John, because we were running around behind you with Belle.
Go, John, go. Yeah, but I wasn't trained. I
cheering
was
you on. And I mean, you lost so gracefully. And I think it's because, you know, Belle was right there waiting to kiss you, because I think there was a t-shirt or something either you had or somebody was saying kiss your boyfriend because he didn't win or something like that.
Somebody said something to that. I think it was, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
So that's why I thought you were just joking and you weren't really running serious, because I thought you had the stature to be an athlete, but maybe I was wrong.
Absolutely.
And I imagine Belle was in a different house for me. She was in the same house. Our house was Donovan, you know.
Yellow? Donovan was yellow?
Was the blue, the green.
Oh, green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why we liked you too, because we were in Joseph House in Montrose.
Okay.
And I. So, Shumi, and I don't know if you have any questions also for John. I mean, we'll go seriously into things later on, but.
Well, Cindy had mentioned that you were student council vice president. How old were you around that time when you had that position in
I was
school?
around 14 years old, 14, 15 years old. Yeah.
Okay, so that means you were really tall for your age and you had all the responsibility and you had a serious girlfriend at that time, because you from Paradise and you used to be walking to St. James almost every day.
Yeah.
That's a serious commitment. So I guess you had responsibility, you had commitment at that age. Was that something you learned at home or?
Well, by and large, but I think one of the things that have brought me to that point was my association with elder friends that I had. I had to hang out with people my age and under. He's always aspiring to be with the bigger boys. So the Ricardo Trotman, the Gabriel Fleming, the Sterling Gordons, the Kenroy, the Derek Loha, you know, they were the guys I look up to, you know. So I always wanted to aspire to be in that grouping. Because I've read a book, I can't remember my book right now, but he said, if you want to grow, never reach down. Stretch, you know,
stretch,
and stretch. And it's like, I think.
Oh, so we lost you a little bit. Maybe I'll just fill in the gap until you come back. You were not just student
coming, you know, and growing. So I look up to people that was doing something positive, and I always try to be around those people, you know. But I come back to the question of the school. Not only president of the school, but the commander of my school cadet corps, the president of the youth organization in my school at the same time, you know. So it for me, it was always leadership, always, and people look up to me, and you know, even within the classroom session, you know, I took some responsibility for some stuff that I felt I had to, where other people was not really, even teachers was not really paying attention to things that even today I think a lot of men don't pay attention to. So we'll come to that a little bit later.
What did you say, Clarence room? What's a Clarence room?
No. What I was saying, that the classroom that we
classroom. I apologize. I apologize.
Yes, that's okay.
So you basically had an eye for getting the social aspect of humanity done. You completed. So you look in the classroom, you see what needs to be done, and you take that leadership role in getting it done, regardless to who authority was.
Yeah.
Well, once it's to be done, you counted yourself responsible to get it done. Is that something you still do today, or do you?
Well, yes, I was recently at my job. I had a situation where some response was given to a manager, and it was not done right. So the manager came and he said, we have some work to do. And he was like, he wasn't in a good mood. So I said, what is it you have to get done? And he said, come with me. So 4 of us went, and the person who was supposed to be in charge of it did not know what to do. You know? So I've been there in that kind of situation already, how to run things. So right away, I knew what had to be done. So I said, just leave it to me, I'll take care of it. And I just did everything. He came back and he said, the person that's supposed to be taking charge left, and you took responsibility for it. I like that.
That's very nice. I want to say too, you froze for a little bit there, and I was gonna fill in the gap by saying, Shamin reminded me earlier how you seem to have grown up in a very happy home, how happy and how loving your mom and dad seem together, your sisters and everybody. You just seem so family oriented. And I know even today, because your daughter is Genesis. You
Yes.
have a daughter with Belle. You have a younger daughter, but we haven't seen much of your influence on her yet, but we can see your influence on Genesis, who's won awards here for media.
Yeah, no, music award.
Music.
Right.
And yeah, and she has a magazine, the
Name after her.
Genesis magazine, and she helps on the radio. She has a program and everything. And I remember here in Canada, probably Genesis was about 9 or 10 when her mom passed away, right?
She was 5.
5.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, and I know I don't want to take anything away from your current love of your life, but I know how long you and Belle had been together. And if you're telling us you were around 14, 15 years old.
You know, in June 1980, I think, I don't know if I lost track of time really. Right. But I remember, I mean, I don't have sweet words to tell to nobody, like for to date somebody. And for me, I just see a girl, I felt like I just say, I like you, I want to date you. That was my line. There's no sweet talk, there's no promises, you know. So it was a beautiful girl, a really pretty girl, that I like. And Belle was not my first love, I should say that too. She was not my first love. My first love lived in Canada. We're very good friends up to today, very, very good friends. She and Belle became very good friends when we met in Canada again. And I was very young. It might be crazy, but I was like, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought, well, you know, see a girl like a girl, tell her you like her, you know what I mean? Right. And that was my thing. I wouldn't call her the name, but because she get in serious trouble, because she always get in trouble with me. But the thing about it is you kind of grow into yourself. You know, your age is not who you are, your mentality is. You know, so my mentality was bigger than my age. You know, so I leave out my experiences to my thought process, not my age. You know,
but I think to what you've learned, the life you learn, children learn what they live, and maybe growing up from what we saw from driving at the bus, your family, your dad used to work on cars, I think. That's what I saw.
Yes.
And your mom was always on the veranda, maybe talking to him. Then in the evening, your siblings were there. You guys were sitting out there. So it seemed as if you had a close-knit family. So family was something that I guess you were raised to see, and then kind of transition into your life.
Well, yes, of course. Our home was a community by itself, 10 children, and not only that, we used to have male friends coming over, not really to me, but to my cousin, same Gibbs, the same Ricardo Trotman, and the same Mr. Toes, minister, we always hang together. So we used to have a Saturday evening where everybody cooked something at home. Somebody bake a bread, somebody cook an all down, somebody make a little bread nut or something. So always have food in the house. So it's always a kind of a nice moment. And then the thing about us, every Saturday morning, each of us have to grate 25 coconuts to make oil. It was a family ritual on a Saturday morning to grate 25 coconut each, right? And then we had to go to Tesco to pick corn when corn in season. We had to go plant corn, plant peas. Then we had to reap all of that in time and bag them, shell them, get them grind, and put them to
dry and all that. Hold on, so 25 coconut, where was that from? Telescope or Simmons?
No, what happened on the estate, the Price estate, the workers was guaranteed a certain amount of coconuts every week. So my father used to get coconuts and bring it home. So we used to, a lot of coconuts. They used to do copra. To send to the factory to make soap. Right? It was a big supplier of that. So so always have coconuts from Telescope Beach, come right up. All that beach. A lot of people see have lands in on the end down there. A lot of people don't pay for those lands yet. I think it's government lands. I think recently there was a controversy surrounding some of the lands up to where Well-Fed is, in Grenville there. Some of the lands in the back going across there was not paid for yet. Some people.
All right. Yeah, so let's get back to a little bit about you now. In school, you're taking on a leadership. What have you done in the school for like a student council president? What new thing did you bring in? Because your school was fairly unique in
Well,
that
yeah.
it was new as well. It was very new.
That school was good. I tell you, that school was an epicenter for growth. And if you, for me, I took on the trade. I took a typing. I do typing. There's a typing pool there. They have a science lab. They have a woodworking center. They have a drafting center. And above all, my favorite thing, they had a library. Cause I love reading. So I always spend a lot of time in the library as well.
Yeah.
But when I was in the assembly hall one morning, and Mr. Vivek was the principal at the time, said that everybody need to have a skill. And if you lose your job, you could employ yourself. Yeah? Have a skill. Whether you could sew, you could do mechanic, you could draw, you could paint, you could have a skill. So it could be employable by you. And I thought it was something very important. So after a while, Bill and I had a sit-down conversation in the library later, and we was thinking what we're going to do when we come out of school. And he said we could go into business for ourselves. I was in Form 3, she was in Form 4. And I said, okay, we could do that. But what do you want to do? And I remember he saying, well, she could sew.
I
could do woodworking. And so she could combine the two. And we decided to do one of things, but happened to leave school before she stayed an extra year. Because we met in Form 5 together. I only go 5 days, not a form to go to until they go to IFE or something. So we met in 5. I think that's where we really, I think it was May Fair, 1980. That's when we really, really consolidated our relationship. We was in a breakup mood, and I could say that we was in a breakup mood over some other girl. And a friend of ours, Lasting Alexander, came to us and said, you guys have to stop this thing. You guys have to come together, okay? You guys meant for each other, fix this now. Not leaving this room until you guys fix this. I think we both love each other. And with that, well, that other lady was just something that just happened. We just a talking moment with this lady, and you have gone into something else, but we never got into anything. But I think my whole thing was on Bell,
So it was like you were going to a happy ending, but you just started over a new beginning, more or less.
Yes. That's it.
And Belle, when she had a clothing line here or something, right? She started a.
Well, she started in Grenada.
Toronto.
Actually, started in Grenada. Actually, we started this whole thing in Grenada. What happened? Belle spoke at decals. Okay. Right? And my sisters and many other girls from St. Andrews. So what we did in 1980, I became the president of the Grenada Union of Productive Cooperatives in 1985. We have formed that organization to help with cooperatives. After the US invasion, the department has demolished, do away with, scrap.
Oh, we lost you again.
Yeah. John?
So I guess you...
And get funding for them.
We lost you,
For a little bit, yes.
Okay, I was saying that the Productive Cooperative Union that I was president of was formed in 1985. And we thought it was a good thing to do because the union, that the cooperative department of representing cooperative was demolished, put aside, scrapped by the municipal government. Right? They had people there, but it was non-functional. So a group of ex-PRA who was working in the PRA garage, some of the cooperative, women cooperative in Grenville and in Trenchtown, Central Street, right? They was left alone with no real assistance from CanSave, GrenSave, the Sutters Women Cooperative, the Guave Jams Corporation. So all this cooperative was left alone. Right. So we thought, well, why not pull all those people together and form a new organization that could manage the affairs of the cooperatives. So myself, Super from Birchgrove, Mignon, couple other Andy Joseph, Spani, I can't remember his name right now. A couple of us pulled together and we formed this union. And we went to ART, the Agency for Rural Transformation, of which I became a member of the board of directors at one as well. And what we did, we told them what we was going to do, and they helped us put a plan together to apply for funding. And we got $96,000 to set up a secretariat. And we did in the first year. And after that, we got a $500,000 to run the operation for another 5 years. So we had a secretariat and we had a secretary. I had So I had a secretary in St. George. So I was often be in St. George's because I have this office there, going there and stuff like that. So what we did, we started helping corps get funding and training and stuff like that, management training and stuff like that. But the interesting thing is that we went to the minister then, Francis Alexis, to let him know, because the cooperative name, but they don't have the departments, but no work is being done. So we went and introduced ourselves to him, saying what we're about to do. And he asked me the obvious question, are you going to include the Taxi Association into your organization? I said, nope, the Taxi Association have nothing to do with the
Cooperatives.
cooperatives. He said to me, then if you can't recognize them, we can't recognize you. And then he posed the question, do you believe that education is production too? And I said, yes, I believe that. And I still believe education is liberation. And that was the end of our meeting. 2 weeks later, the NDC, he resigned, and Ms. Kit Mitchell became the minister responsible for cooperative. So we filed a letter as the secretary, and Montgomery Alexander, who became the general secretary for the organization then, we filed a letter to the minister, and he agreed to meet us, Kit Mitchell. And he met with us and had a tour right throughout Grenada and Carriacou. And he saw what we were doing, and we asked for funding, and we got concessions and stuff. He really did help us. But on top of all of that, I also plug in Guapo, because Guapo had a problem. The revolution has started an electrification and water program in Guapo. And
Guapo, St. Andrews.
Guapo, yeah, but
yeah.
Capital.
Right. Upper Capital, yes.
So I've been asking Ben Jones for years to help finish it off, and he was giving me the runaround. So got in contact with Kit Mitchell and I asked him to do it. He said, "I'm taking him up there." I took him up there the next day. He had a meeting right in Guapo Junction. Right. And he promised the people the next day he will send the trucks and to get it done. The next day, the truck came in and they finished the water and the electrification in Guapo.
Wow. That is amazing. Well,
he should pass away from me and say, "He stop." But that was okay because I got the work done, you know?
Right.
So yeah, that was my involvement.
Absolutely.
But John, just a second though. So let's track your leadership. So you were at Grenville Secondary School, you were associate student president, you became president, and then you became a part of the army later on. And then after the revolution collapsed, you still took on responsibility and ownership for ensuring that things continued in Grenada. So some of the agencies that have started and organizations, you hope to have them continue by taking charge.
Yes, I did that.
So could I ask though, do you think that some of those leadership skills that you see, I'm not sure how recent you've been to Grenada, do you think those things are lacking now? Or how do you think we hone that in young people to become more proactive leaders? How do they get those skills?
I think that one of the things I've noticed being in Grenada, I've been there 2019 and 2004, 2005, 2018, 2019. And I've seen a lack in customer service. That's a big problem. I'm actually last Saturday I had a discussion on the radio about that, the customer service that is lacking in many areas in Grenada. I don't think leadership is a problem. I think is that
I think we're having some technical problems again.
Right.
John? Okay, so let me just...
I was going to say we have about 5 minutes left.
We lost you again, John. Okay. You were saying you don't think leadership is a problem, but customer service is.
Right. And customer service also again is a part of leadership that needs
to I was going to say it hinges on that. It tells what you think of the person you're serving.
Right. So everybody has to take responsibility for the product, but most likely for themselves. People don't care what you sell until they know how much you care about them. And if you, I think Les Brown said it best, focus on the seller, not the product. Because I think your mom could make a better hamburger than McDonald's. Right? But
I believe so too.
But the problem is that you don't advertise as much as McDonald's.
We don't market, right?
So marketing and every receptionist, every representative in any organization is the face. We become the face of that organization.
You're the brand, yes.
You're the brand. Once you're in the front there, once you work for somebody and you take responsibility for whatever area you work you're doing, that you represent that person. And there's a Bible thing to it. that if you can manage other people's affairs, I cannot give you yours. It's in Luke chapter 16.
Right. The coins.
Yeah, that's the one.
The talents.
Yes. No, the one, the good steward. The good steward, bad steward.
Oh, the good steward.
Oh, the good
yes.
steward, bad steward. Right.
Yeah. So if you can manage other people's affairs, I can't give you yours. So a lot of people, I wonder why they're not getting what they deserve. Well, if you look at the scripture, really, there's management training there.
Absolutely. Yes. And even the parable with the talents as well, because he gave one 10 talents, one and this guy held the 1 talent.
I hid it.
Yeah, I didn't invest it or
But do you know, I just always stick a pin there for a bit, because many times we associate church with praying a lot and winning souls, right? But do you know a lot of what Jesus taught was management?
Yes, leadership, management,
economic planning. I mean, how to divide and share the 5 loaves and 4 fishes kind of thing. The talent
equity.
Begin, he said, I would not let anything grow until there's a man to manage it. Can you imagine that? You see, until a man to pray. You see, until there is a man to manage it. God was concerned about managing of resources than anything else.
Because it tells us how we treat the things that he would give us.
I think you'll go blank. I can't hear you.
I absolutely agree with you. I have another show called Brighten Your Corner, and you and I will probably do some work there, because I do lessons from the Bible, life lessons from the Bible. Wow. Because I am fully with you that it's not only about praying, but it's like a blueprint for living. It's a life plan for us.
Yeah. Praise the ice cream on the cake. Praise the ice cream on the cake.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Jesus said that if you want anything, go in the closet and pray in the closet. Tell the Father what you have need of. You already know, but you must know what you want.
Yes.
Yes. And go tell him about it. You say pray about it. You say tell him about it. And when you finish, say this prayer. Pray the icing on the thing that you want.
So we're come to an end of the show. I mean, it's shorter
already.
Yeah.
It seems as if we may need to have a part 2, because I like the fact that how you amalgamated all the loose ends when it comes to things that were left behind after the revolution from the productive cooperative. You then become almost like a minister. You're not hearing me?
We're hearing me.
We're hearing you.
I think you're having some technical difficulty because you froze a few times.
But we're hearing you though.
I wasn't hearing.
Are you hearing now?
Yeah.
Yes, he's hearing now. Are you hearing us now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you guys now. Yeah.
Okay. I think we need to have a part 2, because we want to hear how you move some of how you started the productive cooperative, what you did, and how you get to advance some of those things, and how maybe as self-starters in Grenada, how we learn to be self-starters.
So one of the things that I probably doesn't know about it, but I was the original founder of Rainbow City.
No, we didn't know that. So we're gonna have to do.
We have to have part 2.
Sure. And so let me just say, you can tell us. You left school at around 16 years. You finished school and you went into the army, and you worked your way all the way up to attaché.
I didn't hear. I haven't heard what you said.
Okay, we're gonna have a part 2.
Okay.
When maybe because your other programs are grabbing signals from you.
No, nothing else is happening. Only just us here.
Yeah, but you've been freezing, and you were going black.
So we'll have a part 2. We'll have a part 2.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting.
I know, like time flies when you're having fun. That's what they say.
It's really a lot of fun, but a lot of stuff I was saying that I need to talk about too.
Yes, we have to continue this. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
for part 2 with Mr. Calliste.
Yes, sir. Yes. So let's just do the wrap up. But there will be a part 2. Thank you for joining us. I hope you get to learn a little bit more about John and the things he's done and the things he will continue to do. We were very impressed with him from day